Hi gamers, SFG here, and we're taking another look at Shadows of Forbidden Gods. This time we've got a preview video and we're taking a look at what's coming up this is in the beta version. We're taking a look at what's going to come in. I think it's version 0.8, the next patch will be, presumably. But what the dev is doing, what Bobby Two Hands is doing, is he's putting a bit of a focus on orcs. So I'm going to cover those in this video. So there'll be information on Shadows of Forbidden Gods if you don't know anything about the game. If you're interested in it, check out, there'll be a link popping up where I do my first look and a bit of a let's play. And there are quite a few videos on the channel around the game. It's a great game. It's a 4x, or sort of like a reverse 4x actually, a reverse 4x narrative world domination game. I don't know, it's really difficult to describe, to be honest guys. Check out those videos that have popped up. But what we're going to focus on now is these orcs, so the changes to them, because they're really good, they're quite interesting. I don't think they're too imbalanced, to be honest. I think they're fairly on point in terms of balance, but it adds a lot more depth to the orcs, and I can see immediately how it could be expanded further as well. So we're going to mess with the Bisanta Valley Horde here. And I'm just going to click on this fortress just to show you a couple of the extra things we could do. So this is the list of challenges here, and as normal we can recruit orc warriors, we can recruit goblins, we can lay low here, we can subjugate the fortress, and we can ask which is also, these are all normal, we've had these before, as are these, expansion and organising the horde and retreat to the hills. However, there is this option here, which is orc raiding. So we can raid a nearby, we can see what it does. You raid a nearby settlement, you take 20% of the gold, and it adds 2 menace to the horde. Okay, so the hordes can be attacked by other nations, as again, per normal. But if we just look down to the left, down to the right rather here, there is a little character here called an orc upstart. Now these are sort of problems and solutions. What we need to do with these is kill them before they're killed by heroes. Once we kill them, we take the banner of the horde, and we can then start to control the horde to a limited degree. So using the banner, you can actually directly tell the horde to attack certain nations as you see fit, which is unique. That's a new addition to the game. So we do have these options by killing the orc upstarts, and it's really the first step of using orcs effectively is to do that, to kill the orc upstart. You also need their banner, I believe, to infiltrate the horde. If I check on my cursed here, sorry, to subjugate. Yeah, you see she can't subjugate it without that banner. Now I wonder, can she do this? No, need the banner as well, so she's got to get the banner. So what I'm going to do with her, I don't have the money. Yeah, you've got to have subjugated, I think, to get the minions. So we have to attack. Right, so let's try. What's his? Might 5, 8 hit points. What's his defense? Defense 2. What's the curse? Looking to attack. That's not great. We could probably do with getting her some cell swords. Let's do that. Let's get her on some cell swords first. What we're going to do then is get her some cell swords, come back and try and kill this orc upstart, and then I'll show you what happens next. Right guys, we'll see what happens next in a second. Really quickly, I just wanted to focus on this. This is an example of what happens if the orc upstart is killed by a hero. So as we can see here, the orc upstart of Fry Hills Horde has been killed by mediator Eruk Nasarok, and have fallen back into disarray and disorder. So what that means is, it says here in brief, but it suppresses their society actions. They don't go to war as often. They won't generate as much of an army. They'll basically do very little while they don't have some sort of figure leading them, whether that be the upstart or whether it be one of your agents. So just an interesting thing there. So the heroes can interact with this as well, and this also of course deprives us of taking the Fry Hills Horde upstart's banner. But luckily they're up here. We're not interested, right? I mean, look at this, they're in a bad shape, which is why I didn't decide to try and do anything with these orcs. We're going to go for this, I think, the much healthier orc nation of Bisant here, right? So we're going to stick with this one, but I just thought it was interesting to show you the difference there, guys. Well, anyway, we're going to do a bit of work with it, get in some money, get some minions, and then we're going to try and kill this orc upstart with our curse and see what we can do. Right, so we're in combat with the orc upstart here with our curse. I've got a couple of items and I've got some cell swords, so we'll see how we get on. She's pretty. The curse, unfortunately, isn't needs a little bit more, I feel. The her whole shtick of, you know, kill a ruler and become more powerful, it's not great in my opinion. Maybe she should start with a bit of extra might or something to help her through. I don't know, but anyway, we'll give this a go, because she's supposed to be sort of somewhat combat focused, right? She's supposed to reduce the damage she takes, but let's see what happens here. I think we'll do fairly well. Obviously Sellsword's going to drop, but pinging through that defense is 4. He can't kill. He's run. Oh, what a coward. Yeah, but we've still got to... Yeah, look, it's basically saying you've got to kill them, so... Sicking away to a crowd of gathered orcs. Shameful, but they'll always have some excuse. Some plea as to why they do not deserve dishonour, and to why they should still lead. So we've got to kill them. So what you do here is... It's a good example. We chase them. So skip a turn, the whispers continue, and then we attack him again. Probably should have moved him down, but whatever. There we are, dead. And now we get the head. Right, so as it says here... Bisant Valley Horde have lost their upstart leader, killed in battle with the curse, and have fallen back into disarray and disorder, just like it did before with the hero. Dismiss that. But we get this victory. The curses, and I assume this is supposed to be an orc. This old school art here, I love this. The curse has defeated and killed an orcish Cayman's and would-be warlord. With the orc dead, the others will fall in line. They understand the value of strength, and we understand the culture will have to follow the leadership rituals. They will follow through promised gold, glory, revenge, and carnage. With enough violence applied to the right people at the right time in front of the right crowds, orcs can be fashioned into a useful fighting force. So we get the head, or the banner as it is now. We'll take that. Oh, I need to drop something, of course. The shield is gone. There we are. Take all your gold as well. Lovely job. So we've got that, and now we can look. It's opened up more different things. We can subjugate the camp now, and I believe once you've subjugated the camp, you'll see we'll be able to do other things as well. So I'm going to subjugate, get my words out, the fortress first, and then we'll take things from there. I'm going to come back once I've subjugated the fortress, guys, and we're going to see what that has achieved in terms of our our orcs. Right, we'll be back in a second. Okay, so we've now subjugated the Bisant Valley Horde fortress here, and if we click on this with our curse, I'll show you just what that has opened up in terms of the challenges. So we can do a couple of challenges here. We'll ignore Warpath for now, I'll come to that in a second, but we've got the raiding option that was available before. We've got Organise the Horde, we can make them more efficient, as we know what that does. So, well, actually, do we? So let's cover that. So what we need to do with Organise the Horde is when you generate armies, when these fortresses generate armies, they do so based on the number of adjacent orc camps that are located to them. And if you make them more efficient by increasing their industry, as you can see it's 49% here, you can get up to 100%, it increases the strength of this army. Okay, so we can organise the Horde, which gives them more efficiency, makes orcish industry, and that makes them stronger as a fighting force. You can retreat them back if they're getting too aggressive. You can lay low, of course. You can rest and resupply. And then we can recruit orc warriors or goblins. Okay, as well. So we've got those two options available to us. Now, what I'm going to... Oh, and then of course we could do Warpath. Now, I could do Warpath because I've got the banner down here, right? This is an item that I have. So we could go into another society, I could jump into this one and I could declare Warpath using this. I'm not going to do it yet because, as you can see, this arm is way too weak. Okay, but what we can do, if we move our little curse here, we can subjugate this camp, and then you can see, just in some of the unselected ones, we can build an orc fortress, which means that there'll be another army here, right? Or we can make an orc spell twisters. Let's have a look. So it'll become an orc mage camp, which would make an orc spellweaver army, which I think is quite interesting. Oh, it buffs the damage it does as well, which is quite cool. Right, so we'll try and that's what we'll do then. We'll try and get one like that, and we'll try and do another fortress, I think, so we can build get a couple of armies going, and then obviously we're going to declare war on probably this kingdom, the kingdom of Mesaraki. It's a pretty strong one, so we're going to need some good forces to take this out, but let's see if we can't do it. I'll probably jump back in around maybe the 150 turn mark, but we'll see how we get on anyway, guys. And yeah, we'll hopefully manage to do some damage with our orcs. Right, be back in a second. Right, guys, so I just wanted to quickly jump in here. We've made our second orc fortress. I wanted to make another mage camp somewhere. I'm going to do that in a little while. I'll cut back when I have, but just real quick. While I've been doing this, the Kingdom of Desons, this one here, attacked or declared war rather, as you can see with this red line on our orcs, and they came to attack. This fortress had nothing, right? It didn't spawn an army, which was kind of worrying me, to be honest. I weren't sure. Maybe I made a mistake. This army was quite weak. I think it's, let's have a look at the strength. Yeah, it's about 45, 50, something like that. When they declared war, this immediately spawned an army worth about, I'd done a lot of industry around here, it was about 100% at the time. But it spawned an army worth about 80. So this 100 army came in. There was a battle, it came through this way. There's a battle with a weaker army, and then our stronger army from this fortress joined. They were both losing, but I don't know if you're aware of this, but I commanded it with my orc warlord. So I've let, there's another upstart, he's running around being an idiot, but I've got my warlord here. And if we just click on the battle, it has made a massive difference. So literally last turn, these were on about 98, and these were on 70 odd, and this was on about 12. So already his 30% command advantage means we're hitting for more. So they're, even if they keep attacking, even if these guys die next, which I think they're gonna, it might last one more turn, right? But even if they do, this orc army is going to beat them, I think, because of our command advantage. So something to bear in mind, guys. There is a bit more flexibility, well, a lot more flexibility to the battles now. And I've also, I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to do it in this game, but I have managed to have magical effects as well in battles, which is giving them another 20% bonus to the damage, so you can really start influencing battles now. Anyway, let's see how this plays out. I'm assuming I'm going to win. We'll just quickly, we're all busy, we'll skip ahead a little bit. Dismiss, we'll 20 gold, we'll just lose the challenger. Let's have a look. What can I use? I cannot. I have no useful spells, unfortunately. I'm going to do Stories Told in Dreams here, just, yeah, and then we're going to have a madness effect next turn, that'll be fun. I've got the Baroness as well, which is always a good thing. She's gone for death magic. She's not great at magic, mind, that's probably a misplay by me, but there we are. She's just doing training. This area is kind of in Shadow and Madness on this little game. But let's have a look, see how this is getting on now. Yeah, look, 6 and 58, I think we've got this. They're hitting for 5, we're hitting for 8. So let's see how we carry on. So what's happened here? The population, this is our madness effect, right? Mad King Laborde. Okay. The population is possessed by hallucinations and warped perceptions. Impossible scenes put before them. And people long since dead appear to give advice, to threaten, or to plead for some release from death and return to life. Fantasy and reality break down, and neighbours turn on one another as their faces twist into unfamiliar shapes. Psychotics. Population decrease, death increase, reduced security. Oh, one death with a Baroness there, to be fair. Can't do this, so we'll do this. Lovely job. Not interested in that. Dismiss you. Infiltrating this so she can lay low, actually, really is the main aim, so let's do that all the time. Is that going to be 4 turns? Yep. Oh, I should have mentioned as well, because I killed another orc upstart with my warlord, he's also got a banner. So I can declare war twice, right, with them now if I want to, which is quite useful. Anyway, let's just finish this battle real quick. It shouldn't take too long, I don't think. He's just started recruiting, bit leery, what are we looking at here? Yeah, this should be a win. Let's take some might with you, because I like you being attacky. We finally managed to infiltrate the library. Let's just take, actually. Let's just learn. I want a level 2 caster so I could do that other thing. Maybe it should be our Baroness. Let's make it the Baroness. Let's just win this battle and then we'll... Oh, silly. Let's just infiltrate this area as well. You can rob some people. She's laid low, excellent. You can organise a horde. Yeah, he's dead, isn't he? Yep, away they go. The battle is won. Excellent. So they're going to go back to their respective places now and or heal up. I'm going to kill this upstart with my Orc Warlord again. And I'm going to try and get the Baroness to a good enough level where she can then actually create this spellcasting thing, and we'll see what that's about for the Orcs, and then we're going to declare a load of war and see if we can win. Well guys, back in a little while. Right guys, it's been a bit of a slog, I'm not going to lie, it's been quite a graft to get here, but we have finally managed to get a couple of Orc fortresses up, and I've also got a Orc mage camp as well, as you can see here. So, and I've also got the army in combat, so we're currently being attacked by the nation of Descents here, and Orc Spelltwisters and our normal Orc army are in combat. As you can see, they're a little fair bit weaker than the this human army, but if we go into the battle, let's just click this here, view battle, you'll see Orc magic. So because we've got these twisters active, they're actually boosting the effect of both armies by 20%. So if you look at the damage here, it's 6 for the Spelltwisters and 5 for the Horde here, whereas the army here is only doing 9 damage back. So this actually might end up in a win for us guys. So we're going to proceed through this. Now, while I'm doing that, I'll talk about Orcs generally, my thoughts about them. They're not they're quite tricky to use, in my opinion, and they're not the easiest or the most efficient thing either in the world, but you know, it is what it is. A capital city at 100% in shadow, sure I've got one somewhere. Obviously not, right, okay, we'll create another agent then. I don't like creating the... Right, you can go anywhere, go here. And we'll go for adorable. Dismiss, dismiss. Oh, that's a misplay. I should have put her in some location that would have had a family. Because now she ain't got no family apart from the supplicant. That's no good. Remember to put your tricksters in human locations, guys, so she gets a family associated with her. So when she's killed, the family will get upset with the person or the family that killed her. Anyway, we're going to organise the Horde here with her too to get a bit of a buff. So yeah, Orcs, they're okay. I think they're still a bit... We'll get to the Baroness. Command battle, there we go. Yeah, I think they're still a bit weak. They're certainly a lot better, and it's great that we can control them a lot more actively now, but they aren't perfect. They are a bit finicky to use, I guess. Yeah, no advantage here, look for this one. And the main reason is that it just takes so much time. So you've got to spend 100 gold to get these fortresses up. You've got to spend 100 gold, 150 rather, I think, to get the mage camp up. Now I had a bit of quite an unlucky thing happening, that I tried to do it with a mad hero who's now died. Oh no, he isn't. Here he is. This guy. He had about 320 gold and he just dropped it in a cache. I didn't realise. And then an enemy hero just took it up. So that was a bit depressing. So he had the money and then I had to go and scramble about to get some more money from somewhere. So it has been a bit delayed anyway, but it does feel like it takes a fair bit of time. And they don't always act as you'd expect. So I had this mage camp for 10 turns before it actually decided to make an army. And all during this time I was being attacked, of course, by the enemy, which is a bit irritating. So they're not perfect, but it is a much, much better situation than it was before these Orcs. I mean, they're a lot more deep in terms of what we can do with them. We can direct them actively now. I don't have to attack this army or this kingdom. I could attack a kingdom over here. I could attack one up here. Something I haven't shown actually, in fact, we'll just swap here. Let's get the turn bouncing about. But one thing I haven't touched on is they can actually also spread away from, if you're on an island, you can spread them away from the island onto the mainland, so they can build boats. It is a bit tricky to do, again, it is expensive and tedious, but they can do it. Which gives them a bit more tactical flexibility. I like the idea of the Orc Upstarts, but I think once you've subjugated every single point within the Orcs, they should just be yours then. Because that in itself can be a bit of a faff. Or I don't know, maybe there's some sort of trigger if you've got 3 of the flags, they don't ever spawn, because they do spawn periodically, and I don't think I have to kill them, but they irritate me, so I do. I guess I end up with characters full of flags. See if we've got one here. No, it doesn't look like we've got one. I think the Baroness has got a couple, yeah, she's got 2, just stops them getting other items, which is a bit irritating. And of course carrying a flag is they can't, you know, they're not carrying something else, are they, if they're carrying a flag? So let's see what happened here. Did we win? I wonder why she's completed that task. Oh, she's still doing it. Good. Let's have a look at the battle here. Yeah, 20% plus 30%, so they're probably doing a bit more damage now. 6-6. They're attacking my Spelltwisters. That's annoying and intelligent, right? They're attacking the stronger army that's giving us the boost. I'm assuming if these go too low, the boost drops. 36. They're doing 6 damage. We should be okay for a bit. Let's see how we get on. But you know, on the orcs again, why are these guys up here doing this, fighting this battle they can never win? You know, I like their attempt, bless them, but it's just, you know, it's a bad play, and because we can't sort of directly control them, you can and you can't, right? You can sort of directly control them, and not as much as I'd like, I suppose. I would prefer it if they attack together. Certainly when they're in a situation like this where the battle's quite close. Maybe this battle's won. Perhaps. Let's have it. Oh, and another thing as well that I should mention is he's just laying low because he's accrued way too much heat. What's his minimums? 21. Yeah, he can't go any lower. Right, let's do some else. Let's do some more organising of the Horde. The Society actually has its own menace as well. So, oh, looks like each Horde has its own menace, which is curious. Maybe not, maybe they don't get any, but the Societies. So, this one? No. But the Society definitely does. I think it says, yeah, Society Menace 1. Society Menace 1. So that's actually dropped, in fact. It used to be quite a bit higher, and I think the higher your armies go, the more the Menace pings up. Which is a good mechanic, because why, you know, these various factions have declared war on me, right? You can see they've allied as well now, so it's, if I'm in war with Descends, I'm also in war with Lidan as well. And at one point with this nation here, but they've obviously gone a bit mad, so they've got their own problems right now. It's an interesting mechanic. I do like the on-the-line catch. We know all about that, one of my faves. Let's infiltrate the library. I like the Spelltwisters. I'm hoping, and I think the developer said he intends to do this, in that these different camps will be able to offer different minions. So you'll be able to do challenges to get, rather than just Orc Warriors and recruit Goblins, you'll be able to get Orc Spelltwister minions, and you'll be able to get, or I don't know, Shamans or something, and you'll be able to get, what else did you mention? Oh, Pirate Goblins if you've got a boatyard. Or shipyard rather. And what was the other one? I think it was Goblin Infiltrators, which sound really funky as well. So there's going to be a couple more minions hopefully from this too. I do like them as a blunt instrument. I don't think they're going to be the strongest tactic just yet, but that's not a bad thing, guys. We've just had Magic, and Magic was a massive update, and it's very, very powerful in my opinion. I mean, I tried to do Volcanic Devastation up here. I've cast a few spells to him. Oh, something else I've mentioned, I don't think, but you can actually cast spells now and influence the battles too. So there's a spell to literally like empower a battle, which is pretty cool. So not only will they have 20% from these Spelltwisters, there's also have another 20% from like another magic spell. Yeah, look, we're going to win this, I think. 3, 5, 4. I think we've got them. And then we need to heal up, to be honest. But yeah, so we've just had Magic, and Magic is very, very strong, right? You've got some of the spells that are just so powerful. I mean, this I've just managed to cast with one of the worst casters in the game, bless her, the Baroness. She bizarrely has the ability to have Mastery of Death, but her lore is awful, so don't pick it. I accidentally did, and it was a bad choice. But I've managed to make this, what they call Gast with her. And she's just been going around and shadowing everywhere, I mean, by herself, effectively. It's just, if I made 3 or 4 of these, I reckon this whole region would start becoming shadowed without me needing to do anything, which is really good. And then not only, of course, do you have those, but you also have the Ravener's Dead, which I think would be ridiculous if I managed to get it out here. We'll do Organise the Horde again. You know, and you can start backing up your other armies and so on. So it is... I'm not too worried that this isn't the... Excuse me. I'm not too worried that this isn't the strongest tactic available at the minute. I think it can be tweaked, it can be balanced. You know, we've got another Orc Upstart here, just running around causing carnage. Yes, I'm not too worried that it's not the most powerful thing in the game right now. I think it can be tweaked, it can be balanced, it can be added to make it a bit more powerful. Maybe you can add a different type of army. You've got the mages, you've got the normal orcs. I don't know, maybe add some sort of warg riders or something, right? Some mounted orcs or something that have a different bonus. Or maybe ideally I'd love to see things like different units within armies. So you'd have like this horde here, right? Let's view the battle again. So you might have, I don't know how you do it though now, given you've got this sort of stuff going on. Maybe you'd have to literally make different, Spelltwisters might be like they have plus 20% damage. Maybe the warg riders or something do damage first always, something like that, just little bits and pieces like that perhaps. Or maybe we have different units that add to these battle effects here, and these battle effects can do different things and stack up and so on, just to give it a bit more flavour. It is good how it is at the minute, and it's getting better and better every time Bobby does something to the game, so that's a great thing. But I do personally think it could be expanded on a little bit more, and particularly, like I say, with the orcs, it does take what feels like an eternity to get them to where they need to be, so maybe that could be tweaked a little bit. But overall, it's a good change. I think it's very exciting, and it's only going to be refined further, of course. This is at the start of this. I mean, it's the start of the month. I was, again, going to start the Astra playthrough. Here he is, but again, I've been sidelined now because this massive update's going to come in, next, a month or so, whatever it is. So I'm hanging off for that, guys. Apologies. I will get to it, I promise. But yeah, I do like the changes to orcs. I don't think they're the most powerful in the game. I don't think that's a bad thing, though. Hopefully, maybe some of the other stuff gets toned down a little bit. Maybe this gets pushed up a touch, and then we'll have a nice balance, right? But anyway, I think I've talked enough in this one. I'm going to close the video there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe so don't miss any videos. And fingers crossed, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching.